And we're off. So being on the play here is pretty good. As long as we hit that third land we're looking for. But we can go ahead right away and fetch, because that will let us cycle towards our third land instead of trying to draw it naturally. Well, they're getting a bit aggressive here. This is the menace and cycling warrior. Maybe we can pop that off with our Deem Worthy eventually. Come on, land. Okay, we got there. So if this gets censored, that's really bad for us. Good. It did not get censored. And what do we want? It looks like we could get... we need a lot of colors. We need white, which we already have. We need black, red, and blue, none of which we have. But the red cycles to kill this Flame Blade Adept, and maybe draws us towards another color. The hazards of playing a 5-color deck. Oh no, now we can't. We can't cycle and kill it. They read our mind. They saw green and they went crazy. But that was a great draw. Chef at Monitor. That will... yeah, let's use these abilities. And it even gets a desert. Whew. Some good stuff. Let's get a swamp. We have plenty of islands to draw towards. And the desert is just so bad. Right. So next turn we can go Beetle. And drawing a land there would have been great, because then we draw another one. We get to hold up Prepare for our Beetle. Love this guy. My favorite archetype to draft in this format. Even more so than the 5-color nonsense you see before you is just good old black-green counters. Alright, land. I'm liking that. We have no blue yet for all our double blue stuff, including Mind in the graveyard. But that's okay. Let's get this out, and it does resolve. They're just F6'd. They don't even care. They don't want to represent any counter magics. Quarked. That's a cool name. Must be a physicist. Are they coming in? They've got Menace. But we have a flash thing for 1 mana that doesn't help us. Okay. We do have 6 mana, which is like the calling card of Prepare to Fight. Merciless Javelineer, yeah. Time to get wrecked. What is this? Oh, they're gonna re-equip it? Well, that's not even big enough. Let's go ahead and do this. We gain a ton of life. So we make this thing big. We fight it with this thing. They don't have mana to like screw us over there. Then we take a counter off, hit this thing, gain another 6, and now when they re-equip the Copish, Deem Worthy can take down the Flameblade Adept. But that's the power of a 5-color deck. You just get to play whatever you want. And you see some combinations of cards that you otherwise wouldn't. Okay, fine, they get their thing to live. Unless we attack again, which we will. So, yeah, after attacking, we can cycle Deem Worthy. Although it gets a bit weird if they what? You know what I'm talking about. If they have a cycler. But at least we draw a card. And they just F6 any turn anyway, every turn anyway, so oops. Let's do it. Okay, Honored Hydra. Good stuff. I mean, not that we were really worried about that guy, but it wouldn't be bad to draw something to do, or an island. There we go. And now they haven't F6'd, so they might have something. Which is a good reason not to do things first main. Alright. And a good reason not to play Cartouche first main, which is the real good stuff. And now they won't be able to exile our Honored Hydra, which kills them in 2 hits. And you see the card quality of our hand here. It's just ridiculous. Spoke too soon. We could bounce him to our hand eventually. So we kind of want Naga Vitalist in play, and we kind of want... Well, we'll have plenty of mana next turn. Let's just get Aven Initiate out there. Come in for 0. Always attack with the Ornithopter. Aven Initiate. Curse them. So now we decide whether we use Angler Drake to bounce our own Hydra, or just bounce their Initiate and slow them down. Or do nothing and probably win anyway. That makes me just want to use Final Reward here. So how much mana is this? There's so much to count. 9? So maybe we just bring out Weaver of Currents, exile this dude, and attack with the team, including our Ornithopter with Trample and no flying. Okay, now what? Whatever, let's end it. Oh, whoops, we forgot about Honored Hydra. Forgotten Hydra. Two Cartouches of Ambition. This is a Grixis counter deck. Maybe we did draft against them, getting that Javelineer. Main phase they're doing nothing, so... Alright. Let's draw some cards. Play out Labyrinth Guardian, just as another threat here. We've got all of our off-color lands too, just the whole Mardu set here. Mainly a green deck, but we do have a bunch of blue as well. And then just a tiny little smidgen of white, red, and black. I don't know what my obsession is with this art here. This is great. Probably because that stuff at the bottom there, below the pyramids, kind of looks like the art on Bounty of the Luxa. So it's really a blue-green land in disguise. With those red mana pyramids back there. Oh, we've won. Shoot. I was covering that. I thought they were just waiting. Alright. Stinging Shot looks like a good sideboard card here when they've got some nonsense. 1 or 2 flyers. Don't need to go nuts and put all of them in yet. We could also put in Dissenter's Deliverance, couldn't we? Yeah, take out Oracle's Vault. It might be a bit slow. Deemworthy looks good. Anything else? Let's take out 1 Cartouche of Knowledge. Because if we get any creature in play, we're probably okay, and we don't have any real synergy with it. Although it is a fine card, you'll often find yourself cutting good cards from a deck like this. Because you're in 5 colors, like what? I mean, you must have more good cards than you're playing, but you don't want to go over 40 cards unless there's some really weird reason to. We don't have any of those. Now this is a good looking hand. keep it. We could do the trick where we don't play a land and then discard the Hydra and play it one turn earlier, but that would be insane, so we're not going to do that. Missing the land drop doesn't really get you casting things sooner. Then what? Do we want red here? Or white even? Let's get red. Kick ourselves if we draw Gideon, because we could do a turn 4 Gideon off of some of this nonsense. Alright, there's Vitalist. This is the turn they kind of play their Copish and attack for 3 maybe. But maybe not. Drawing the reward, that means we go for black next. And they've got perfect fixing over there. We will too. We're going to go red, green, black, blue. Oh, we already have our black. What am I thinking? I'm not going to bite that. So I guess we get our white. Ooh, okay. What to do, what to do. Let's just grab our white right away and pass it back. There's not much we can do for 2 mana that we'd want to cycle here. The Enigma Drake is also not very threatening at the moment, so they're kind of just getting in for 1 a turn. And we do have white mana. This is the trick with the Evolving Wilds. Tormenting Voice, okay. And it's not worth using because even though our guy would survive the hit and maybe get to fight back next turn, it doesn't get to eat the Kenra, so it's no big deal. And it is, after all, only 4. They're wondering whether to Magma Spray or Vitalist. Ooh, that'd be tricky. Then we would save it, but we wouldn't have gotten to block. Everyone's playing painted bluffs these days. And if you're legitimately in 3 colors and don't have much fixing, then go for it. Well, I guess they're not using Magma Spray because they would have wanted to do that before combat to get in 2 more damage. I mean, before damage after we block. All right, let's go ahead and cycle. Give us our upkeep. Cool, so let's put Gift of Paradise on a forest, because we have lots of those. Gain some life back. And just pass it back. Now we can be a little bit more proactive about blocking the Nimbleblade Kenra, because if it forces them to use a spell. Oh shoot. I thought it was on the wrong phase, and I thought it was going to add mana. Well, whatever, we just take 1 anyway. It just would have blocked 1. That's fine. A small little thing, but it would have been nice to bait out some kind of trick. Now do they use it? I swear they have Magma Spray and they're just considering every little weird time they could play it. But I guess not. 7? Okay, so they're back on their plan of F6ing, I guess. The reason going for Honored Hydra there over Sandworm is because it plays around one more counterspell, Censor, and it really feels bad if we get our Sandworm censored there. Uh-oh, what's this? Angler Drake, bounce our guy. That hurts. Well, as long as we can get our Prepare to Fight off before we die, then we're in decent shape. And how do we do that? No, we need the double green. I always think it won't matter, but the way we do it is by playing Greater Sandworm. Hopefully they don't have Insult to Injury, because we would die. And this is it. We have one of each land. We could play Sliver Queen, or Child of Alara, or Scion of the Dragon. Any of these monstrosities that are not in the set. Please don't bounce our guy again. And we'll have to use Final Reward or something next turn instead of gaining a bunch of life. Okay, so they cut us in half, which is pretty good. They make this guy tiny, which is also pretty good, pretty annoying. And then what? What do we do now? Well, we don't want to die in the air next turn, which is a real possibility if we don't either kill this Angler Drake or try to fight the Nimbleblade Kenra with something. Honored Hydra costs 6, so we only have 3 after that, and that's not enough for any of this Prepare to Fight nonsense. So maybe we hold off a turn on that. And this is 9 this turn, so we can't do Final Reward and cast out Honored Hydra. But what we can do is try to use Final Reward now, and then play Weaver of Currents. This is still risky, but most things that couldn't kill us last turn can't kill us this turn. Okay, they're cycling a Wasteland Scorpion. Not very good against the Greater Sandworm. I guess they have to deal with them all the time. And then this next turn we might even be able to play Honored Hydra and fight it with a lifelink. This is 12 mana, so it's exactly enough. Oh, what do we fight it with? If it even resolves. And then that would be 8. That'd fight for 8. We could get a similar effect by pumping Weaver of Currents and then fighting it, but then we have less to do afterwards. Okay, play Honored Hydra. Make sure to leave up some mana for the rest of this stuff. Whoops. We can always add green or any color with the Vitalist, so that's no problem. Honored Hydra, alright. Fight this with their most annoying guy, which might even be Enigma Drake. So we're at 12. Now we're taking 4 hits off the Initiate. I mean, I guess it's unclear that that was right. It's a shame we had to do it immediately. But that thing can easily grow to 3 this next turn. And if we kill it and they bring it back, then That's way more damage that we're taking. So I like this. But we're out of tricks. We have to draw maybe something to deal with this flyer. Oh no! Final reward, that's such a good answer to this. Oh, but that's a good draw. Gideon, just in time. Impeccable timing, even. You might say. Well, I guess this is what we're doing now. Still top decking. And we've got to get them down from 19. We could attack in for 1 there, but then they remove Greater Sandworm, kill Gideon. I mean, anything crazy could happen there. Another Enigma Drake, oh no. Alright. Well, that's good. That's good, but it's not great. We can put... we can just stop at Aven Initiate from attacking and put a bunch of counters on Enigma Drake after they attack. We'll see if they go after us or Gideon. The Enigma Drake can keep getting bigger, but they can always bring this guy back, so I guess this is still right. It's a good draw, if not a perfect answer. Where's our giant spider? That's the kind of card we need here. And they're going after Gideon. So Gideon's gonna gain us a lot of life this game, for sure. There we go. That's a welcome sight. You really do want a couple of these because one can get answered so easily. I mean, this can get answered too, but hopefully it doesn't. They haven't really shown much in the way of counter magic. Six. It's too bad we're not really working toward an ultimate here. The emblem just means once we get up to 20 on this or something, we just make an emblem so they have to deal with it before us. Yep, that's an illusory wrappings. Back to the drawing board. We can draw a beetle, we can draw our own angler drake. Ugh. Yeah, so I guess we just trade off one of our sandworms here. Not the worst draw in the world. Because it wasn't such a hard hit. I mean, this can block any power of creature and block all that damage, but let's see what we can do here. I don't really want to use Cartouche of Knowledge right away. Make a 3/3 flyer. That doesn't accomplish much. Wait until we get something a bit bigger. A bit more substantial. Let's see if they attack. Because right now we'll thin our deck a bit. Even though that was a good blocker, we only have like 6, 7 more lands in the deck. So we want to really thin it out. They don't even want us to draw. They say, look, I don't want you drawing any cards for the rest of the game, so I'm going to hold priority on your upkeep for the rest of the game. All right, look. Maybe it's getting to that point where we need to draw something. See, it would have been good to put on Sheffet Monitor, but at least that's a big blocking thing. Too impatient here. And it's a pretty good attacker too. The bubble on Gideon doesn't mean the creature can't take damage. It's not like the Kiora bubble. So they'd have to like give all their guys prowess and they still lose. Well, one of them. Oh no. Merciless Javelineer is so good here. None of our stuff can block. They can almost kill Gideon here. Well, they can only use it once this turn. Pretty crazy. Okay. Okay. Let's force the issue by dealing 2 damage to the Javelineer. They can't counter this. It's not a spell. And they don't have the mana anyway. So what are they going to do? Are they going to cast a spell? Or are they going to give one of our creatures a -1/-1 counter? They're giving it to the Weaver. Sure. And this is why we play those random one-ofs in our deck. This is why we play our Mountain. Alright. Let's go ahead and attack with these two. It's unlikely they have all this prowess nonsense, and we might get a clean hit of 8 in. Oh wow, they're blocking with Enigma Drake. That's so good for us. So we don't have to ever deal with that again. And it'll never get any bigger, you know. If they play 4 more spells or something, it becomes a 4/1 flyer. What did they discard? They discarded Swamp. Ooh. This is a big turn for them. Fortunately, we can give up our Naga Vitalist to block some of this, because we have plenty of land without it. And they still can't really pressure Gideon here. What is this? Illusory Wrappings on the Sheffet Monitor. They've dealt with everything. Well, okay. 5/6, we could take 6 here. Let's just take 6 damage off, so it's still at 5. Island. Island, not good enough. And this thing's a 1/1 right now. Yeah, whenever it takes any kind of non-combat damage, it gets a -1/-1 counter. But no, they just used the Cartouche of Ambition to get that. So now their Aven Initiate can just block it every turn. Oh well, it'll be a good blocker. Three color meets 5 color. They must have 2 lands in hand. This is getting a little crazy. They hate Gideon, don't they? See if they have any prowess. Nope. Well, this is what we're doing now. We need to draw our Beetle. I mean, how much stuff can we draw here? They mill us before we get milled. Oops, not that one. I'll tell you what, though. We could go to kill this guy. I wasn't even thinking about that last turn. So they would kill 2 of our creatures if they did have an instant spell here. We should have tried that last turn. But Gideon lives, and we keep one of our blockers. We're behind on cards in library, but ahead on cards Or ahead on time, ahead on minutes. Oh no! Goodbye, Gideon. Now we have nothing. Except this spring to mind. Well, that's good. As long as we're not dead next turn, we have some good stuff to play. Looks like we're not dead. Oh, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, I forgot this initiate gets to attack whenever it wants now. Alright, let's bounce all the craziest stuff we can think of. Play all the blockers we can manage. And hope we survive the night. Are you not entertained? So any spell or cycler kills us, basically. And they might not have it. We need something good, though. Ooh, that's something pretty good. We can even afford to attack with this beetle, because it's only going to be blocking one of these 1-power creatures anyway. Yeah. So let's put that on Shadowstorm Vizier there. And see what they do. Maybe Soulscar Mage was better because we could finish that off next turn by attacking. 7. They're wondering if they want to trade here with like Aven Initiate. That gives us another turn where we don't really have to worry about the board. I'll just take it. I mean, it makes sense to take it, really. They have 24 life after taking it. We've got no special tricks hidden in our graveyard. They get highlighted, which is one cool feature of Magic Online. I mean, you should be able to remember they're there, but they're also microscopic, so you don't always get to see them. This is game 2 as well, right? Did they beat us? Or, I mean, we beat them game 1. Or goodness, is this game 1? It's been so long. Can't even remember. Okay. So let's keep making their things smaller. So that they're less threatening. Still, this prowess trigger can kill us, I'm sure. But we don't want any of these cards alone to be able to kill us. And they must have land. I mean, they have 8 lands in play. 9. 10 cards left in their deck. So they are going for the kill here. Oh god, I hope they don't have... If they had a spell, they would have used it. So let's go ahead and trade it with the Nimbleblade Kenra. So we never have to deal with the Initiate again. And we have a good blocker for it. That was pretty good. Feeling pretty good about that. Although we only have 3 cards left in our library. Uh-oh. We're going to milk all the time we can out of it. Do we have anything else good in there? Not really. All of our big stuff is gone. Hey, Bounty of the Luxa. That just kills us even faster. Well, 2 more turns. We have to do 26 damage and not take any. So I wonder if that's a good prospect. Doesn't seem to be very good. Painted Bluffs. Okay. So stinging shot number 2 is coming in. They're cycling. Oh, they've got the prowess. Are they going to kill us this turn? Are they going for it? They have 3 lethal creatures and we have 2 blockers. I guess they did it. We need to draw our card. Labyrinth Guardian, yeah. Okay. So Stinging Shot obviously coming in. Dissenter's Deliverance is still decent. If only we had some way to get rid of all those enchantments on our creatures. Cartouche of Knowledge is pretty good. The Prepare to Fight is good. If we had a hexproof spell or something like that, that would do it for us. Maybe Labyrinth Guardian is not as good as Ancient Crab here. And I still don't like Oracle's Vault. Bounty of the Luxa gets a little worse, but even if we're drawing more cards, if we just get more cards out sooner, that can be powerful. And then what? Ancient Crab is double blue. We can afford to cut 1 land. Oh man, and then shoot, play 41 cards. We got milled there. So, well, we had died to damage there, but I mean, look, these are desperate times. We only died to damage because we attacked, otherwise we'd just take 1 there. And look, a good hand. Now, given this matchup, we don't really want to cycle these sandworms, but they also don't have enough time to mill us. And we might not even have enough time to win via sandworms. The most epic of matches, yeah. Good thing we took out an island, so we have a few less in our deck now. Vitalist, go. The greatest bluff attack of all time by Nimbleblade Kenra. We still don't block here. It's an easy way to lose this. I mean, it's such a auto attack for them, but sometimes they'll have it. Sometimes they'll have the random spell that gets you. Maybe you shouldn't have played that out first. Okay. Now it's a little easier to block. They have to go deeper to kill us, and it's a giveaway if they only attack with Nimbleblade Kenra. But if they play Cartouche of Ambition, ouch, that would suck. We need some real color fixing and fast. Well, Tormenting Voice is a good start for them. It does make it worse for us to block. Especially since we really want... Oh, yeah, now we just can't block. We want to build up to Honored Hydra here. 5, 2 turns. Good lord, we're taking 7 here. It's so much. But this is their one big turn. Cycle this away. All right. Well, that gives us 1 good blocker. And it even gives us Stinging Shot if they go into the air. Yeah, they do have the Cartouche, and they must have found it with Tormenting Voice. Well, Maybe we can pick off this Soul Scar Mage when it comes in. And they would kill Naga Vitalist. Let's just take 6. It's not fun, but get an Honored Hydra out next turn and go from there. And that's if we draw land, so... Do they have another spell to play here? Makes you wonder. Come on, land. Ooh, that's not going to do it. Cycle for Sheffet Monitor. So we can't cast or cycle Sheffet Monitor. We can cycle Greater Sandworm to maybe find a land. We can't cast or cycle Angler Drake. We can't cast or discard Honored Hydra. We can't cast this. We can't cast this. Yeah, we have to cycle this and hope to get white off the top, which we don't. Or even Painted Bluffs. That would be a good one there. Right, so if they're moving that over, we can just chump with Aven Initiate. Buy us a turn. Maybe draw something good. And they're cycling that to hit their land, which they might have done first. I hope... See, they might have Final Reward here for, and that would do 6 to us if we just cast out the Honored Hydra. Do we have a choice? The other thing we could do is play Angler Drake. And that seems much better. Oh wow, that might save us. Can that buy us 3 minutes of living, of precious life? The next thing is Sheffet Monitor into Prepare. Yeah, I mean, Angler Drake's not going to do much up there except prevent a few damage, so... okay. Can we distract them long enough with Gideon of the Trials? I wonder. The other thing we do here is just prepare to fight. Yeah, either way, let's see what we draw with Sheffet Monitor. We use this, it comes in untapped. We could get Painted Bluffs, but then we can't cast Gideon here, so we get Plains. Spring to mind. Now it could be Gideon, that risks taking 3. Probably not more than 3. Or we could hold up this Prepare to Fight. Which risks getting blown out with something else. I like Prepare to Fight a bit better. We can't do it all in one turn. Okay, they're cycling. That means they have a lot less mana available for... Electrify's pretty bad for us, but not quite lethal. Well, it wouldn't actually kill this thing. Okay, white, prepare here. Hopefully we snag that guy for good. All right, we're up to 9. We did it. We're alive. Feels good to be alive. Now what? We play Gideon, and a blocker. Or we forget about Gideon. They can pick on Honored Hydra here a bit and play Naga Vitalist instead. Yeah, I like that. They only have 3 cards in hand. We know they have 3 of those illusory wrappings in their deck. They've used 1. And if they use it, we still get to block. So it's just going to be exiling it. Okay. It would also be pretty hard to defend Gideon here from any substantial attack. Well, shoot. Oh, we could spring for black and use that black mana to use Final Reward on one of these creatures. I like that a little better than leaving ourselves exposed, although it's not clear how good that is. Yeah, let's do it. Then we can even block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if they don't attack, which would be strange, we could even use Mind here. Oh no, Angler Drake. So we do black. We use Final Reward on Nimbleblade Kenra. So they get in for 2 here, but we'll have Gideon of the Trials to deal with Angler Drake, and then I don't know what else. Oh, we won't have it immediately. Oh, that was so bad. Okay, maybe we do. That was a good draw. Alright, what color don't we need? We don't need black here. And we don't need red. We don't really need blue. Yeah, let's just do this. Angler Drake. We can't bring back any of this stuff, so let's just play Naga Vitalist. And we can actually activate Gideon next turn. They're attacking Gideon, sure. And then fight it with Angler Drake. Hopefully that works. 1, 2, 3, 4. Replay Aven Initiate. Swing for 4. Jump block the Nimbleblade Kenra with Naga Vitalist. Oh boy, this is all happening. This is really happening. I don't want to lose the thing there. We don't want to lose Gideon, so we just jump there. Lots of mana next turn. Draw some cards. Stinging Shot. Perfect. Oh, this hand is so perfect. Okay. We can even kill Enigma Drake, I think. If they're not thinking about that. Let's see what happens here. They go after Aven Initiate. We can use Dissenter's Deliverance to kill the Kopish. Lose their guy. We have Stinging Shot backup. Keep plussing. Did I call him Jace once? Probably, but Gideon, whoever he is. attack here, they might feel free to block, and we can use Stinging Shot to Gideon, the next guy. We've got one blocker for random haste stuff, but we're still at 8, so I think we're fine. They put the mummy in wrappings, which is fair. Fair is fair. Attack for 6. We might even be able to kill them at this rate. All thanks to our 41 card deck. Oh no, Haven Initiate. What do we do? Well, I guess it's back to being boring. Bounty of the Luxa. Sure, why not? We don't have too few cards in our deck that matters much. Yep, one more creature to deal with. The counter on our Initiate, which we're not using. Oh, shoot. Well, whatever. I meant to plus it, but I keep moving these things around. The board's getting so small that I just didn't. I just used another ability. But they're at 37 seconds. They need some real crazy nonsense to be able to kill us here. Some real nonsensical nonsense. They're going to go after Gideon with their precious 29 seconds left. Well, they're not going to get him. Cycle another Scorpion or something. Brute Strength. Alright, I guess they will get him. Wouldn't you know it? Oh my goodness. Alright, well, 3... we don't quite kill them here, but maybe we do if we get our second one. We can put them to very low life. They have flyers anyway. Make Initiate a bit smaller. The good part about making Initiate smaller is... we're at 4 cards, geez. Should not have fetched there. What was I thinking? Is that when we attack with the beetle again, we kind of kill them. Now we're at 45 seconds. They're putting a counter on our thing. Oh, we don't want to cycle. Oh no. Cast this here. And attack for ultra lethal. Bizarre. Okay, the longest game of Limited ever played on your YouTube channel. Thanks, and come back for round 2.